Hello, receiving students, ATs, and receiving teachers. Thank you. Take your seat. Before we go on to our today's lesson, let's recap by correcting the exercise that we did in our previous lesson. We did not answer those exercises, so we are going to correct them. So let us look at the activity. The activity is describe each of the events as impossible, likely, unlikely, even chance, likely, very likely, or certain. So activity A, to give us what answer she has. Barbara, receiving students, I hope you will give your answers to your class teacher. Can you give us the answer for A? Simon, you get ready for the next answer.
Cassowary flying is impossible.
Okay, that's correct. What is the chances of cassowary flying? It is impossible. So, receiving student, I hope you have that answer. Let's have Simon to tell us the next answer. Simon, what is the probabilities of a pregnant mother giving birth to a baby boy?
Even chance.
Good, even chances. Okay, you should have that answer, receiving students. Even chance or 50-50. Let's go to the next two answers. Okay, let's have Stephanie V. Yes, we have two Stephanies here. 3. So V, can you give us the answer? What is the chances of having rainy day tomorrow?
50-50.
50-50? Class, do you have any other answers? That's what she thinks. Stephanie thinks that it is 50-50. Tomorrow it will be a rainy day. Okay, let's see what I have on the screen. Let's see what I have on the screen. Unlikely. I have unlikely because I am comparing 2 days weather. If today's weather is fine, then hopefully tomorrow will be not a rainy day. It will be a fine day. So the chances of the rainy day is unlikely. So, receiving students, I hope you have that answer. Unlikely or very unlikely would be the possible answers. Let's have Peter for the last answer. What is the chances of you coming late tomorrow?
Or unlikely.
Or unlikely. Okay, let's see what I have on the screen. Okay, I have that answer. Unlikely, or it can be very unlikely or impossible. Receiving students, if you are in the village, then the chances of you coming to school is impossible, okay? Or coming late to school is impossible because you are closest to the school and you have that chances of coming to school the next day. Unless if you are sick or maybe you face a problem, then you will not come to school. You will come to school late. So the chances is unlikely, very likely, or impossible. If you have those answers, then you should give a tick for yourself. So receiving students and ITs, I hope you have correct those exercises or answers to those questions that we did in our previous lesson. We will go to our today's lesson. The strand for today's lesson is chance and data, substrand probability, learning outcomes 8.43, And lesson topic for today is equally likely outcome. What is equally likely outcomes? Equally likely outcomes are events that have equally likely outcomes have the same happening or same probabilities of happening. So that's what equally likely outcome simply means. Now, from our previous lesson, we saw that the probabilities of tossing two coins are head, 1/4 or 25%, tail, 1/4 or 25%, and head, half or 50%. These probabilities are equally likely. They are equally likely. But how do we know that these probabilities are equally likely? Let's have that question in mind. Now, in this little activity, we will try to prove why these probabilities of tossing two coins are equally likely. All these probabilities, why they are equally likely. In this short example or activity that we will do, we will try to prove and understand why these probabilities are equally likely outcomes. So, receiving students, you should have coins given to you by your teacher, or your teacher should have reminded you to bring the coins. For the model class, you will see that you have 2 coins on your table. 2 coins, 2 20 coins. Now, the first thing that I want you to do, I'd like you to color those 2 coins with different colors. You have also markers been given. I'd like you to color the 2 coins with different colors. There are markers given. There are other groups you have given 1 marker only. So you can borrow the other different color from the other group. So you should have 2 different colors on your coin, both head and tail. You have a blue there. So please quickly color those points with different colors. With different colors. Yes. What? Both sides. Your coin should have 2 different colors, both sides. Students here, can I have your attention? 1 coin, 1 color, and the other coin, another color. So Ruben's group, they have blue for this. The other one, they will color it with black. So you should have 2 different colors. Our next activity is to find or list down the possible outcomes that you can have, when you toss those 2 coins. I'll give you an example. Okay? One of the possible results that you can have when you toss the coin is BH or red H. My coin has been labeled black and red. B stands for black and R stands for red. So one of the possible probabilities or choices or results that you can have is black head and red head. What are others? So I've given you one. So I'd like you to list them down. List the possible outcomes that you can find from tossing the two coins. You listing down the possible outcomes. You should list them down. Receiving students, you should list down the possible outcomes that you can find from tossing those two coins. What are the possible results that you can get from tossing the two coins? Yes. Once, what will be the possible, like if you toss one of this coin, the possible outcomes are two. It can either be head or tail. So in this case, we have colored these two coins, one black and head. So when you toss two of them, what will be the possible results that you can get in one toss? There are many possible answers that you can get from one toss. So I've just given you one example, like black head and a red head. That will be one of the possible choices. What are others? Black head or red head is just one possible result in one toss. Please use the A3 papers, receiving students. If you have your papers given, write your answers on the papers. Okay, last 1 minute before we go through the possible results that we can find from tossing the two coins. Last 2 minutes. Finish writing the answers? Okay, if you have your answers, please come and paste your answers on the board. We have magnets here. Come and paste yours on the board. You don't have to be correct. This is brainstorming. Now we are trying to brainstorm the answer here. So no need to be getting correct answer. Okay. Paste yours there, please. Just paste this there. Okay, let's go through the possible results that we can get from tossing off the 2 coins. Okay, I've given you the first one, which is for the coin that I have, the colors that I have on the screen is black and red. So one of the possible results that we can get from tossing the coin is black head and red head. What will be the next possible result? Black tail and red tail. What will be the next? Red tail and black head. Black tail. Black tail. And let's see the last one. Black head and red tail. So, class, when you toss the coins, the 2 coins, once only, these are the expected or possible results that you expect to get. Black head and red head, black tail and red tail and black head and red tail. These are the possible results that you expect to get from one toss. Now, let's find the probabilities. Remember, we are trying to prove that these probabilities are equal. So we are going to use this to prove that these probabilities are equally likely. Now, from this example, how many head head can you find here? Head? One only. How many possible results here? There are 4 possible results. Head, how many? 1. So the probability is head is 1. Tail, how many? 1. How many head, tail, or tail, head? How many head, tail, or tail, head? There are 2. Red tail or black head and red tail are the same. So there are 2 of this. Now let's work out the probabilities. Head, 1. So 1 over, what is the probability? 1 over 4, which is 1 quarter. And in percentage it is 25%. How do we find percentage? 1 quarter multiplied by 100%. 100%. Tail, the probability is 1 quarter. Head, tail, how did you get half? How did you get half? Okay. How many? This is 1 quarter. And this is another 1 quarter. So 1 quarter plus 1 quarter, which is equals to 2 quarter, which is simplified as half. So now from this activity we have proved that the probabilities of tossing 2 coins, head 1 quarter and tail 1 quarter and head tail 1 quarter or 50% are equally likely outcomes. I hope you have understood the equally likely outcomes in this little example that we have carried out or activity that we have carried out. Now we will go on to our activity. Our activity for today, the strategy is group work, and the activity that we will do is for the following event, tossing of 3 20-toea coins. This time it is 3 20-toea coins. So you list down all the possible outcomes which are equally likely, and then you calculate the probabilities. So the first thing, you must list down all the possible results, and then you calculate the probabilities as this example here, which I have just shown you. So that's what you will do. Receiving students, that's your activity which is on the screen. 2 activities only. So runners, can you come up to the front and get the papers? One. Okay. Model class, you should have, if you want to use those coins, please get a coin, add 1 more coin to those 2 coins which have been given, so that it can help you to work out, do the activity, as well as receiving student. Receiving students, you should be given 3 coins. Your teacher should have given you, reminded you to collect 3 coins. So the first activity is given there. Two activities. You have to list down all the possible outcomes which are equally likely. That's another possible answer. Black head and blue tail. Okay. It's another possible answer. Head, tail, black tail and blue head. Now what about tree? So all you got to do just put in points on tanim na kisim, try mo kisim, pagkatin or listen. Match. Yep, tree. You work out the possible results first. No, not theoretical. You work out what possible results will you get first. You calculate the probabilities. Okay? So you work out the possible results first before you calculate the probabilities. Yeah. No need to toss. Okay, look him. It's like 2 coins. Suppose you toss him. Your results you expect to get 2 heads. Huh? That's one result that you expect to get in one toss only. You look at them, popular results here. Popular results that you expect to get. But out of those 4, there is always one result that you get. So, I want the result that you expect to get. This is another result that you expect to get. This is another result that you expect to get. Okay? And this is another result that you expect to get. You look at it. Kind of say. So, you work out how many possible answers for 3 points. How many? This time it's 3. 3. Got the answer? Okay, brainstorm the answers first. You write down the possible answers. Yes. 3 heads. Yeah, 3 heads. 3 H's with the colors, indicating the colors. So, head. You see that example? 3 H, yes, 3 H. There I have 2 H there because it is 2. Fraction, how many results did you get from it? Count how many results? 6.
So 3 over 6.
Okay.
So it would be 3 over 4.
It would be? Okay. That's your answer. Remember, you're working out the answer. I cannot give you the answer, so do it. Do what you, but the way that you're doing is correct. Yes. Yep. And then calculate the probabilities. Just write the answers only. Write the answers only. One-sixth. Okay. You reckon what the answers? You see mine there. You see head, and then right hand. Scoop, okay? Okay. Don't bother to get correct answer. You just write down what you discussed today. Okay? It's part of learning. Mistakes makes you to learn. You're writing one answer. How you come? That's what the groups have come up with. You can agree on this answer. So just write it down. Listen. Don't bother to expect to get correct answer. One in the group, you come up one time answer. Put it down. Okay. Put your answers down. Hurry up. You should write your answers. Hurry up. Ready? Get your answers down. Okay. What I will do here is what you have discussed, you just put it down. Okay, that's what you have discussed. I will put down the final answer there. So you whatever you discuss, you just say you come one time, just put it down. Okay? Hurry up, get your answers down. Somebody while somebody's working, get that forward. If you're completing activity 1 finish. Activity 1. Okay, brainstorm the possible probabilities now. Write them down. Make sure you indicate. You say black, okay. Black, paper indicating real, okay. We have last 6 minutes remaining, receiving students, so by now you should be doing activity 2. Activity 2. Huh? Yep. Those are the possible answers there. According to what you have stated here. According to what you have stated. Yes. Yep. Yes. Finish. If you have finished, bring yours up to the front board. Group 2 have finished this. Put it up there. Huh? Let's have a group. This group here. Finish. Bring yours. Stephanie V's group. Finish. Come. Why? There's no such thing as wrong. Okay. We are going to correct the answers. Those of you who are still doing the activity, we will go through the answers. If you have yours there, please compare your answers with what I will give on the screen, okay? And also, look at these people's answer. Compare all the three answers. Your answer plus these two groups' answer and my answer. Okay, activity 1 or A is list all the possible outcomes which are equally likely. The possible outcomes that you expect to get, toss in 3 coins. Okay, solution A. You will get head, 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 3 head, 2 head and 1 tail, 2 head and 1 tail, 1 tail and 2 head, 3 tail, 1 head and 2 tail, 2 tail and 1 head, and 2 tail and 1 head. Those are the possible results that you expect to get when you toss those 3 coins. And let's see what are the probabilities are of these 3 coins. So the solution B, the probabilities, head, head, 1, 8. Head, head, tail, which are all the same. Okay? Head, head, tail, head, or tail, head. They are all same results. And the probability is 3/8. The next possible result that you expect to get is 2 tail and 1 head. 2 tail and 1 head. And there are 3 possible results for that. And the probabilities are 3/8. And tail is 1/8. 3 tails. So, when tossing 3 coins, how many possible results do you get? There are 8 possible results. And the probabilities are head, 3 heads, 2 head and 1 tail, 2 tails and 1 tail, and 3 tails. So those are the solutions to the answers of our activity. Receiving students and ATs, our key phrase for this lesson is equally likely. And our next lesson will be Venn diagram. And the materials needed, receiving teachers. Please make note of those materials. Receiving students and ATs, this has bring us to the end of the lesson. Thank you for your participation. Thank you.